Yes. Yeah, man. The renegade loan some up. Yeah, man. Hey, that one is serious, you know, people. That one is very serious. This is serious security. When I talk about security threat to a country, it's very serious. Right? When remember, me tell you about Huawei. Huawei are with them warning, right? You remember me tell you about the agency, I tell you, in Jamaica, them have a lot of spy. Remember, you know, you have a software going, and I prove it to you today. Me say, our Prime Minister come out to the paper and tell people, you know, customer, you know, them now the customer want to overcome the fear for using the, you know, and him sign 300 million deal now. Just sign it and cut the thing. You know, for why we're going to the police station and do all of these things. Me I tell you, say the man, them do espionage and I get the information. I mean, I know what happened to no. I remember if you're part of the Americas, when they do software, don't draw we, the Jamaican people, in a this, Prime Minister. You're going like you're idiot or you're sick. So I'm going to show you what the State Department do yesterday. Meanwhile, he might let go this in the paper. People have some serious thing, you know. And a little light thing where you take it like I tell him is a telephone thing, so you just use it. And I tell you about digital age, that a anjo. Because them not see far. Them not have no global perspective of the world. What really are going. And they make you get caught up in an idiot thing. Because some of them just get charged. In the State Department yesterday. The same company. And if you look on it, when I don't show you, you see it in the news. So I'm going to show you right now. May I show you what our Prime Minister said yesterday? Yeah? I'm going to show you what really are going. What them charge them for. And where them are try because them worry. Them have them agency from China where them are use and I try seek information. Certain information because they want to stand up in the global world. So I'm going to play that and show you what I talk about. Let me just show you this first. Look on this. First thing I show you. Look on this.
Alleged Chinese spy charged with trying to recruit assets, obstruct U.S. Huawei investigation. Look here. Justice Department announces. See that I'm showing it, you know. And see more there. You see them? Telecommunication Huawei, you see it? Subsidiary, look here. Indictment was returned yesterday in federal court in Brooklyn. Look there. You see this? Alright, and this I just yesterday. Look there. Department, you see it? Everything with Chinese and thing. Tell about the software, but look for our Prime Minister what you must say about Huawei now. Look here. For overcome the tech in our paper yesterday. So meanwhile, I show this. And I cut things with Huawei. Yeah? This I will go on. So I'm going to show you the video. Yeah? This I will go on. See it? I'm going to show you that video. Yeah? So I'm going to show you it. Alright, cool.
So me have show you where really are going now. Me have to show you where really are going. I'm sure you say you have some people, if you have leaders, but you have to lead with skill. You can't make no man trick you. Yeah? Especially a communist thing. Remember when I talk about communists in the 70s, you know? And I talk thing, but you know, work with some people where we now work with communists where it's not easy. You understand? We are trying to do them thing and them do soft war and soft target and lot of spies from that country in our country. US no. Me no want you make them target with people and run go sign up thing and don't put it in our government building. Don't do it. Yeah? Only if you have sense. I'm going to show you what them do, you know. I'm going to show you the recruit what them do. And I'm going to show you what our Prime Minister say. Just tell me if it make any sense. You might tell me I have no fear. Remember go to the US. What happened yesterday? Straight to the US. What happened yesterday, right? Watch this.
I'm joined today by Deputy Attorney General Monaco, FBI Director Wray, and Assistant Attorney General Olson. Also here are Assistant United States Attorneys from the Eastern District of New York and the District of New Jersey. Over the past week, the Justice Department has taken several actions to disrupt criminal activity by individuals working on behalf of the government of the People's Republic of China. As always, the defendants in these cases are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Earlier today, in the Eastern District of New York, a complaint was unsealed charging 2 PRC intelligence officers with attempting to obstruct, influence, and impede a criminal prosecution of a PRC-based telecommunications company.
Yeah, the communication company, Huawei. That's why I show it in the paper all over the world. And yet still, you have a prime minister of Jamaica tell people, no, yeah, man, if you just put trust in them. And you can put it in the police station and everything for get the intelligence. Remember, you will still have to communicate with Jamaica. What not try to do? Mr. Safar, go on. We're not letting these kind of people in our place in the West. What you think you do? You can't give them a foothold in the West. You're drawing something where dangerous. If you have like 300, it come like how you only draw the vote of them if you have like belly full. We not draw them. The people we in the diaspora give them more than $3 billion a year. But you come show with contract at time for 300 million. And them are build things and you know see the destruction where you put we in. You know just listen to the indictment and I show what the Prime Minister say at Jamaica.
Complaint alleges that in 2019, the defendants directed an employee at a U.S. government law enforcement agency to steal confidential information about the United States criminal prosecution of the company. The defendants believed that they had recruited the U.S. employee as an asset, but in fact, the individual they recruited was actually a double agent working on behalf of the FBI. As the complaint alleges, the defendants paid a bribe to the double agent to obtain non-public information, including files from the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Eastern District. They did so in the hope of obtaining the prosecution's strategy memo, confidential information regarding witnesses, trial evidence, and potential new charges to be brought against the company. The double agent provided the defendants with documents that appeared to present some of the information they sought. In fact, the documents were prepared by the U.S. government for the purpose of this investigation and did not reveal actual meetings, communications, or strategies. This was an egregious attempt by PRC intelligence officers to shield a PRC-based company from accountability and to undermine the integrity of our judicial system. Also earlier today, in the District of New Jersey, an indictment was unsealed charging 4 individuals, including 3 PRC intelligence officers, with conspiring to act in the United States as illegal agents on behalf of a foreign government. The indictment alleges that between 2008 and 2018, the defendants used the cover of a purported Chinese academic institute to target, co-opt, and direct individuals in the United States to further the PRC's intelligence mission. Those directives included attempts to procure technology and equipment from the United States and to have it shipped to China. They also included attempts to stop protected First Amendment activities, protests here in the United States, which would have been embarrassing to the Chinese government. Separately, in the Eastern District of New York, the Justice Department charged 7 individuals who were working on behalf of the PRC with engaging in a multi-year campaign of threats and harassment to force a U.S. resident to return to China.
Remember the PRC, and the People Republic of China. Yeah? All right, listen.
Last Thursday, we arrested 2 of those defendants. Those activities were part of the PRC's global extra-legal effort known as Operation Fox Hunt.
So you hear this? It named Operation Fox Hunt, global legal effort. So them have them people aspire out who them want back for turn back to China and that. Me tell you say software I want. Me tell you no, and a joke me I make the man in the wilderness to make joke. Me no do blogging. You understand me? I report like other reporter, me no do tabloid. See? You see what kind of case me I try to show them? This is where them a draw our country in. As a leader, we say stop this. Don't use the Huawei in there. Stop, make them stretch out and don't put them in our government ministry. Because other country have to deal with UNO. And when you see one set we up, you see where you set we up? All right. Just go and listen.
Its purpose is to locate and bring back to China alleged fugitives who have fled to foreign countries, including the United States. The PRC has a history of targeting political dissidents and critics of the government who have sought relief and refuge in other countries.
Mm.
The indictment alleges that the defendants, working at the direction of the government of the PRC,
Yeah.
engaged in a campaign of harassment, threats, surveillance, and intimidation.
Me tell you, say Chinese are not easy people. This is what them are, because them are kill people in Jamaica too, you know. Them are kill people in Jamaica, you know. You understand? No, watch your face.
Aimed at coercing the victim to return to China.
Them the most advanced, not all of 5G. You have to go on. You not work for them neither. You leave. You don't have no sense. But what China have most advanced? What's a 5G? If them are all them have a 5G most advanced and US have the most advanced military in the world, them have the most sophisticated thing. You never know that. Don't fool yourself. 5G or 5G, you don't have no fucking sense. Don't come here and fool yourself. From me see your name, me know say what for move you fast. Yeah, man.
We also allege that the defendants threatened and harassed the victim's family members.
And by the way, China is a fake place because everything and the technology what them are using was a stealing technology. You don't know that. So when you come and talk about most advanced, you fool yourself. The things them with them make and thing with them do a bare steal, a bare technology them steal. You don't know that. Oh, me no know that no yet. Eh? Don't come and you one of them with us come on this. Yeah, man. You are one of them too, man. You have to move. Yeah.
Both in the US and in China. The PRC government forced the victim's nephew to travel from China to the United States to convey the PRC's threats to the victim's son. The defendants threatened the victim, saying that, quote, coming back and turning herself in is the only way out. They showed up at the home of the victim's son in New York. They filed frivolous lawsuits against the victim and his son and said it would be, quote, endless misery for the defendant and son to defend themselves.
I want to listen to this good. Let me tell you this. China great, but you still pay a riverbed them building at your place. Eh? Pay a riverbed. And you come tell me about wow. Let me tell you something. Oh, you mean, what for run them, man? I be still technology. I try to build up them thing. You understand? Be a spy, be all kind of things in the West. Like where I eat that. We're not stupid. You understand? When you're not advanced, when you do something and run with it, you know. You see me I say? When I eat that, then everything what them are doing, that's it. You know, why we have so much counterfeit goods? Look how much time people ever tell them, say boom, bam, bam. You know, see, I appear that them are do over the world. But more advanced, like them advanced. But what? People carry them country, them steal the technology, them want the blueprint and them thief it. Build up on that and thief it. Because you try to take over the world, they think we are idiot. And in the front of one and still a chat foolishness. The US Army are the most advanced in the world. Spend the most money, them have some things we will never see it. And by the way, them they're around 30, 40, 50 years ahead of the natural population. So China, them want them thing because them want to know your troops move. Them want to know this 5G or 5G. And them come up with phone. You go print it, then thief the technology and come up with it. Them come up with anything like that. Eh? Only now have no sense so. Eh? From a see your name, we don't want you pay neither, man.
And they made clear that their harassment would not stop until the victim returned to China. As these cases demonstrate, the government of China sought to interfere with the rights and freedoms of individuals in the United States and to undermine our judicial system that protects those rights. They did not succeed. The Justice Department will not tolerate attempts by any foreign power to undermine the rule of law upon which our democracy is based. We will continue to fiercely protect the rights guaranteed to everyone in our country, and we will defend the integrity of our institutions. Before I turn the podium over to Deputy Attorney General Monaco, I want to recognize the FBI, the National Security Division, and the U.S. Attorney's offices for their extraordinary work on these cases. Now, Deputy Attorney General Monaco.
Good afternoon, and thank you, Mr. Attorney General.
Listen this.
The Department of Justice will not tolerate threats from a foreign power to the rights of Americans or to our nation's institutions. As the Attorney General has laid out, the cases unsealed today take place against a backdrop of malign activity from the People's Republic of China that includes espionage, harassment, obstruction of our justice system.
Espionage. That's a one in Jamaica right now, because that's why them have the biggest FBI office in Jamaica. Because you have to watch them. When you tell the party, they say them they are one with them spine, them no. And honest them I do is just I push them up more and more in our country. Some of them where you say I have shop and things, you think them work for them country better. Them work for them country. And them do the whole of this in a South Africa, them know what them do. And you full up a country and give them work and do all kind of things and I push out to people. Think you're an idiot. And me know about international affairs, you know. Them can't trick me. And them now have nothing original about that. Because what them do is thief all kind of little things and print and sell, be a carbon copy of things. Everything where you see them come with. You have to about have the most advanced. In your head. We don't have no sense.
And unceasing efforts to steal sensitive U.S. technology.
Yeah. And I know you hear about them as steal sensitive US technology because them want the technology. Them do. And them goal. Because them say for them goal if you run the earth, you know. And them goal. You understand? Yeah, man.
In the words of our intelligence community, China seeks to be a major power on the world stage and to challenge the United States in multiple arenas.
Good.
Today's cases make clear that Chinese agents will not hesitate to break the law and to violate international norms in the process. Two of those cases, in particular, show the lengths they are willing to go in pursuit of unfair advantage. But the defendants charged today met their match in the agents, analysts, and prosecutors of the Department of Justice. According to one indictment unsealed today, 2 intelligence officers attempted, through bribery and espionage, to obstruct the federal criminal prosecution of a global telecommunications company headquartered in the PRC.
Yeah.
The defendants attempted to bribe someone they believed was an insider to steal the prosecutor's playbook, including who the prosecutors were meeting with and what they would argue in court, all so that the company could unlawfully gain an edge and undermine the government's case. But the insider flipped the script on the defendants by working not for them, but for Team America. The defendants' desperate efforts to sabotage this prosecution expose the PRC's government's commitment to tilting the playing field in favor of Chinese corporations abroad.
Corporation abroad. Huawei, the giant. You see it? And them are pushed pan we. Now I show you the government are push it. It just come out with it. This come out yesterday, you know. I mean, I'll show you the government come out with yesterday. You know, see them that bring it in a US and in a UK and them have to put it out. Them have to put it out. Because if you use the technology where them come with, no, you remember everything travel up online where them say, yeah, move troops and thing. Them are gonna know every movement so you make and thing. Them have it for the spy. You can't offer this in your country. Just can't. You understand? You can't. See? Yeah, man.
Accepting the rule of law, PRC agents sought to use bribes to help the Chinese company obstruct and evade it. This case exposes the interconnection between PRC intelligence officers and Chinese companies, and it demonstrates once again.
So them use them intelligent officer. Remember one party system, you know, communists. One party, so you know I'm not chat. And by the way, black people are not chat there, so maybe don't make it clear to who wants to China this and that. I want to know how be a fake brand them come sell with to. And disrespect we. And disrespect Africa. If you see how they move towards us, you will know, say, if them did run the world, no, you know, you'd be treated. You can't tell me one black millionaire in China. And some black business people, one. Me not talk you can count a bagger, even Kanye West him a billionaire and count a bagger billionaires and all kind of things. So you're a black man. No care what happen. In the US or in the Americas. Anywhere else. Or in Africa, you're a billionaire. Much black man there, China a billionaire. Black man. Just show me some of them. We're a millionaire and billionaire. Just show me. If you know them things, you know. Yeah? I mean, I know who want because enough people just them hear something and do. You see them fake. If you build night, they them fake it. Up to bad Marley thing them sell. Everything them sell all Jamaican fake stuff to the world. Who give them the print? So them just pack up some money. You buy some towel when look. I remember them now wear this. Our flag and all kind of things while we are China did it. Who give them the print? Eh? You wanna forget serious.
Why such companies, especially in the telecommunications industry, shouldn't be trusted to securely handle our sensitive personal data and communications.
Okay.
In another matter announced today, individuals associated with the Chinese government allegedly continued its relentless campaign to gain access to our technology, recruit agents, and attempt to stifle the free exchange of ideas. According to the indictment, over a 10-year period, the defendants and others used a fake think tank to try to recruit a former federal law enforcement and state Homeland Security official and others through a variety of means, including with all expense-paid trips to China. In each case, though, the plots failed because the men and women of the Department of Justice defended our institutions and thwarted the persistent threat posed by agents of the PRC.
So if you hear them do this, what do you think happening in Jamaica? South state and them thing the way you say, okay, the footprint and everything I forgot to US. So what do you think them are doing in our country? Me not ask, me I tell you, what do you think them are do? Eh? What do you think them are doing in our country? This is what them are do. Them number one, them never country, them not mingle with we neither, you know. Although them are sell all kind of fake thing. Them now come here football, you know, see them a drive on you, you know, see them a live on you and everything, them bungle up. I take over that very soon. Yeah, because we have some idiot government. I cut river knew them and the foolishness. Me know that the foolishness. Them can't trick me. My born and going to the west, think no one party government can't come trick me, boy. And I like my skin. Like me through my skin. I must say joke, boy.
I want to thank the agents, analysts, and prosecutors in all three of these cases for their tireless work on behalf of the American people. And now I'll turn the podium over to FBI Director Wray.
Well, thank you. First, let me begin by pointing out that 10 of the 13 charged individuals we're discussing today are Chinese intelligence officers and Chinese government officials. They're charged in 3 different cases that might seem at first glance to be about unrelated issues. However, and this is something that I've been talking about for years now, each of these cases lays bare the Chinese government's flagrant violation of international laws as they work to project their authoritarian view around the world, including within our own borders. In all 3 of these cases, and frankly in thousands of others, we've found the Chinese government threatening established democratic norms and the rule of law as they work to undermine U.S. economic security and fundamental human rights, including those of Americans. We also see a coordinated effort across the Chinese government to lie, cheat, and steal their way into unfairly dominating entire technology sectors, putting competing U.S. companies out of business. As I've pointed out before, their economic assault and their rights violations are part of the same problem. They both flout the rule of law.
Right.
And one of the purposes of the Chinese government's repression is to make it easier to steal our innovation.
Okay.
They try to silence.
One of them are steal China innovation, you know. You talk about the best thing. And China steal the West innovation. Build planet and put it on yard. Oh, them have the best what? Them not have the best army, them have a man. Them not have the most powerful army in the world. No. You understand? No. But them are try to build up to that. Eh? So them steal innovation, them steal certain things for build up them things and give a fake things in our country. And in our country, I spy and government to keep them in that. And I treat them better than we want people. I mean, I see no black man I get treated so China. No black man. Yeah? All right. Yeah.
Anyone who fights back against their theft, companies, politicians, individuals, just as they try to silence anyone who fights back against their other aggressions. And in our cases today, we've got yet another example, their attempted obstruction of an independent judicial process to give underhanded help to one of their companies accused of breaking our intellectual property laws, and deny justice to that company's victims.
Yes.
Since I started as FBI director, I've been repeatedly sounding the alarm about the Chinese government's disregard for fair business practices, for international norms, and for the rule of law. The FBI has been reaching out and warning, and more importantly, helping the communities the Chinese government targets. Businesses of every size and in almost every sector, from agriculture to green tech to semiconductors, the Chinese American community, academia and state and local governments, and our foreign partners around the world.
Foreign partners.
Today, every one of those partners is awake and alert to that threat in a way that just wasn't always true 5 years ago.
And every one of them, Andrew no wake up yet. I'm going to show the people saying no wake up. Just see what him say yesterday. Him no wake up yet. So the rest of partner them awake. I'm say Europe wake up and them thing there. But him no wake up yet. Go on.
And our success bringing more and more partners to this fight highlights something else important. Beijing may think our adherence to the rule of law is a weakness, but they're wrong. We're disrupting Chinese government criminality and aggression, not just while adhering to our values, but by adhering to our values. Our democratic and legal processes arm us with weapons that China doesn't have, among others.
You hear? So what say them have them now have no technology, them a thief that. You see them just go buy, they will know about international affairs. Them just go buy Russia, one of them old thing, and build it to look like a Caesar. So them have them put out a carrier now. Them have a one carrier where them put out. You see America have some of them at take out existent now. The Chinese old carrier, they not even bad like it. Them won't have the man line up and the man them where you have and a show two little thing. You not ready yet. You not ready yet. But them are thief technology. Yeah? And you have to stop them. And make sure black people have the chance with them. Oh? All right.
Real partners and allies. And our partnerships help protect the American people every day. Today's cases are no different. We couldn't have accomplished this work without our foreign partners and the U.S. academic community in particular. One reason we've had so much success bringing partners to this fight against the Chinese government's aggression is that they see through Beijing's hypocrisy. For example, they see the type of CCP hypocrisy on display in our fox hunt case today, yet another case where the Chinese government officials and co-conspirators mercilessly harassed a naturalized U.S. citizen to try to force him to return to China against his will. They accused the victim in this case of embezzling money, but two of the subjects who targeted him, two of the defendants charged today, are themselves actually involved in a scheme to launder millions of dollars. As if that weren't enough evidence that the real purpose of their operation was political, they gave their victim a deadline to return by, the 20th CCP Congress earlier this month. They're focused on repression, not law enforcement. But our partners also see the CCP's broader hypocrisy, the fact that while the CCP claims to stand for sovereignty and non-interference in other states' affairs, what the Chinese government actually does is interfere with sovereign governments around the world whenever doing so suits Beijing. Here, interfering with our independent judiciary. Violate.
If them are try that with the US, but US know kind of for them intelligence, bro, right? What do you think them are doing at Jamaica people? If them are try this with the US, what do you think them are do? And them are when Huawei want put in a police station and every government building and I tell about you feel. I'm gonna show you the headline when we done. Let me just finish play this. You can't believe it. The man them thief, you know, say so be a fake thing themselves and a thief technology. Them are thief certain things and breach my rights. You talk about them have the most advanced. So in a year ahead, we know better than that.
both our sovereignty and the norms of police conduct to run lawless intimidation campaigns here in our backyard and corrupting our academic freedom to further their campaign of repression and theft. The FBI is going to continue to say what we mean and mean what we say. So our partners, both here and abroad, many of whom tell us they're battling Chinese aggression themselves, know they can depend on us against the Chinese government and countless other dangers. Finally, let me urge any person or company being targeted or approached by the Chinese government to come to the FBI for help. No American citizen, resident, company, or university should battle this threat alone, and you don't have to. You can report information through your local FBI field office or online at fbi.gov, and know that our quarrel is with the Chinese government, the Chinese Communist Party, not the Chinese people, and certainly not Chinese Americans. I want to congratulate all the FBI special agents, intelligence analysts, and professional staff who have worked on these cases, as well as our partners at CBP and the IRS. I also want to take the opportunity to specifically thank the government employee who played such a critical role in the obstruction of justice case. You know, we employ double agents frequently in our counterintelligence operations against the PRC's services and other foreign threats. And given the nature of that work, we very rarely get a chance to publicly thank them. So I am delighted to have that chance today. Thank you.
Good afternoon. These three cases highlight once again the threat that individuals acting at the direction of the PRC government pose to our institutions and to the rights of people inside the United States. These operations include the harassment and attempted repatriation by force of individuals living in the United States, the effort to corrupt our judicial system, and the attempt to recruit agents for the PRC under the cover of a phony academic organization.
Academic organization, I call them come build school and do things. If them do this, in no matter the most powerful country in the world, where you think them do at Jamaica people? Them the chat to we are not near now. And them the like black people anyway. Can we see that straight? But them take it off and we tell you and I do what me make. You know, I not like me get up and make up things. No, we is there on the ground for you. We get the intelligence too. So saying, so them in our country, and this is what them are doing in our country, in the West. And it aiding and betting by our government. I'm going to show you. Yeah? And things say them are do something nice. Them go up a work garden, you know. And when you look, them have them own Chinese garden. 11 acre out. Why? If you do a thing, you do say, all right, maybe just donate something. And put in for them Chinese thing and them mean, right? Them are put for them one statue. Where do that for? Eh? If you can give them that, then give every constituency a partner could do this a garden now, that the garden now, this a garden now, this a garden. You understand? Up there. Eh? Make every country, every parish have a little piece of work garden with them put a little part for them thing when them go to Clarendon Garden or St. Catherine Garden or something. But if you go to China Garden with the Ming Dynasty or the Dynasty, I don't know why I want to do this. Eh?
We will not tolerate these actions. The National Security Division, which I am privileged to lead, was created to take on our most significant national security threats. These cases reflect the breadth and the persistence of hostile nation-state activity. These actions threaten our sovereignty and they threaten the rule of law.
Yes.
And countering these threats is a cornerstone of the mission of the National Security Division. Our success in disrupting these threats depends on our strong partnerships with the U.S. Attorney's offices, with the FBI, and with the U.S. intelligence community. So I want to take this opportunity to recognize the exemplary work of the U.S. Attorney's offices that made these cases possible. First, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of New York, that's led by Breon Peace. And I want to thank Assistant U.S. Attorney Alex Solomon, who is with me here on stage, AUSA's Meredith Arfa and Antoinette Rangel, as well as National Security Division Trial Attorney Scott Claffey. I also want to recognize Philip Sellinger, the U.S. Attorney for the District of New Jersey. We are grateful for the work of Assistant U.S. Attorneys Brendan Day, who is also here, and Joyce Malliette. Along with the FBI and the National Security Division, these offices and the attorneys in these offices are on the front lines every day, working to defend our national security and to deliver justice on behalf of the American people. Thank you.
We got everybody? Okay. In that case, we're ready for some questions.
Thank you. I was hoping one of you, maybe the FBI director, could talk a little bit about the timing of this announcement coming at the end of the party Congress and the beginning of Xi's third term, and what kind of a signal it is intended to send to China at this delicate political time. And then, Attorney General, I have a question for you as well about another large company. Okay, all right. Make sure you come back to me, please.
So we bring cases when they're ready, and that's probably the simplest answer and most straightforward answer to that. As far as what signal they send, if the Chinese government, the Chinese Communist Party, continues to violate our laws, they're going to keep encountering the FBI.
All right, I'm back.
With regard to another large company, a judge on Friday said that the families who were victims of the Boeing 737 MAX crash have standing to challenge the settlement in that case as crime victims. And I just am wondering if DOJ leadership is worried about the Boeing settlement, that it could be vacated now because prosecutors seemingly violated the crime victims' rights.
So it's a matter, obviously, from the question, part of ongoing litigation, so I'm just not going to be able to answer it.
First question for the FBI director, and then I have one for the Attorney General. Director Wray, given the brazen nature of these allegations, I was wondering if you could give us an update on the level of activity you see from the PRC in terms of the number of open cases that you have at any given moment, and what this says about the potential for the midterms in terms of Chinese manipulation and or the Russians as well.
Well, as far as the brazenness of the Chinese government's threat, these cases, I think, are part and parcel of a broader effort that we're seeing and have seen for some time. I think I recently commented that when I last looked, we were opening a new China counterintelligence investigation about every 12 hours.
Whoa!
And it's about a 1,300% increase from several years ago.
Yeah.
As far as the election itself, the threat of any nation state to our election system, to influence, to interfere, is something that we have to all remain vigilant about. In many ways, malign foreign influence, whether it's from the Chinese government, the Russian government, or other governments, is not just an election cycle issue, but a 365-day-a-year problem. And that's why we created the Foreign Influence Task Force several years ago, and that's why we work so closely with our partners in the intelligence community, with the Department of Homeland Security, and in particular with state and local election officials, which, of course, as you know, is where the responsibility for, the primary responsibility for the integrity of our election systems lies.
Given the nature of the Mar-a-Lago investigation, I was wondering, can you guarantee to the American public when the investigation is complete that there will be transparency so the country writ large will know?
All right, so I go to Mar-a-Lago. I go to Andrew Oldis right now. So this is what I try to show them long time. So listen, it do just pretty like a glue. My China just come and say, well, then this, but them, what them do, them send them work in your country and they will owe them. Then them send, they wow about 5G. People have 5G. 5G are used everywhere. A thief in technology. Them not come up with no, none of them come with no 5G. Them not come with no G. Them not come with the phone. And not them. You know where the phone them come. You just go over there go do things and then thief it and then them copy and them do them thing. Them want spy through them for them 5G thing with them push through. That's the best way for them can get our information. Them do it in Africa. When you look our place, take it up. Look what Holness say. Yes, sir. Look here.
Holness, you're the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Don't draw away in a soft war. Get rid of Huawei out of the country. I'm going to show you why, people. Just watch this. Holness want consumer to overcome fear of using tech. Remember, you see this just come out. The 25th. All right. You see Huawei. Yeah. All right.
You see my cut. You see my cut ribbon. Love cut ribbon. You see it? Eh?
Only see when I cut ribbon for them. You see them? Just watch this, right? Prime Minister Judicial Holness has expressed certainty that once Jamaica leverage technology to achieve prosperity and establish more partnership with technology firms like Huawei, the leading world provider of information and communication technology, Jamaica will achieve its goal of becoming a digital economy.
That alone show me off. Eh? Can you couldn't meet China goal in them? One partnership where he might try in a Jamaica and China have no goal there, so China just vaccine. If the people them draw them thing now, I should them company they right there's a boom bam bam China gone to and them know that. China does a move technology. Sometimes some of the iPhone when you look, them carbon copy everything. Yeah? Them carbon copy everything. You buy your iPhone, them have the scammer feet. You buy a Nike, them have the fake feet. What do you think the fake them make? In a Jamaica? The company they then them just a boom boom and take something and when you look them send out the fake and send it by the millions and I make some backdoor money and all kind of things. People them are complaining about it. Technology the same thing. Anything where you make there. So them have to think for cut back on for deal with these people because you want the people them survive. For your country with so much people you can't make them dead for hungry, but them are be stealing and be sitting them a do. You understand? Yeah. So I be sitting them do. So you say your thing go do there, them a copy something and them a make something, them not really leader and nothing. That's technology, them want thief and them continue doing this. So when you make this, a matter of fact, he want it in every police station everywhere. Listen here.
When I watch this, speaking at the gun opening of Huawei new office located at 97 Hope Road, you notice them gone near where Chinese embassy there. 97 Hope Road, them gone from Hope Road too. No. It's not the far, up the road. The Chinese embassy there, right? In Kingston on October the 20th, only state that the government push towards transforming Jamaica to a digital society, which is necessarily the way to ensuing prosperity for Jamaica. Love you.
Prosperity for Jamaica. Eh? You were and I open place, $300 million place. Everything you run go open. We give 3.8 billion. Eh? And you have to talk about open place and about prosperity for what kind of Jamaica? Tell me occasion where all kind of things that run through the line. You want everybody use the Huawei thing? Eh? Yeah, right.
Use the word. I truly believe that creating a digital society will ensure that Jamaica can prosper in the 21st century economy.
I truly believe creating a digital society. And by the way, I create a digital society. You got cut something for them because you can't create a society when I have the money. No people can buy a phone for themselves, much as that about creating digital society. It needs digital things. You understand? In the same time, I talk about create digital society, I beg you, because I come back with the next thing, I beg you for all strength from black in the road because we don't have the money. But you want give them a headway, you cut ribbon and talk about create digital society. Every dog, post, cat, everything come to you. You don't even think about the software what them are fighting in our country. Yeah? Like a Cold War. You never and them the right is a footprint you give the people them near to we. So you bait up our people them. You bait up our people. And continue for the wheat. Eh? At 300 million you sell we out. It's like we put and butter pan post mouth. Eh? 300 million. When the diaspora give over 3.8 billion every year. We do much barrel and them thing the 300. If we get contract for 500 million, that is a drop in the bucket to what the diaspora does a give. It's not even a contract. I spend back in the country. I spend. If the diaspora never did Jamaica sink. Eh? You never invite the diaspora and say, we could come together and we do this and do that. Eh? Come up with some other little things. You put some communist country where you know say I do espionage and I do all kind of things and full up a country with it. And give them first preference. First preferences. Them no mix up with you that for sure say it's like winning nobody, you know. Yeah? Them not going under pressure about nothing at all, you know. Them come in our country and right away them take over everything. We name food, we can poison we have. They are the wickedest thing too. Them control the wholesale and the supermarket them. Right around the country. Me don't know how. Yeah? Them control the work. The youth them a fair work and get nothing at all. And the government sit by and I do this. Your people, you know, your government fit pick up for them people like how you hear US government tell us, hey, we have to stop them from this and that because we have people. No, them thing I must work. This is a foolishness. Yeah? Yeah.
Only said. He added that as society move towards becoming digitalized, the productivity and efficiency level of operation within both private and public entities would be boosted to the
private and public. So he want both boots it because I'm tell about in the police station. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. So I tell you say in the private and public, you know. Let me see something here. So
electronic farms. Even though he acknowledged that this was a difficult process, he know that Jamaican has the capacity to plan and ensure that it is accomplished. But if we as a country determine that this is the way we are going, not to exclude anyone, but to ensure that the technology is accessible regardless of your age, your status, or your income.
When I talk about it, no make no sense. So when I want to hear all your speech, you make no sense again. With regards to your status, your age, your income, you just want to put on some speech when it make no sense. We are saying them have the war, them have the espionage, them have do nothing, enough agent in our country, them the right at the doorstep, 509, what you call it, flight miles and nautical miles, how you want to call it, from the doorstep of US, we know the Americas. So them want to close to this up. And you are hug them up with open arms. When they say man did attack the communities and you see Cuba not deal like this. Eh? Do you understand? Cuba not deal like this. But yesterday you open your arms and you run out with them about cut thing. For them build more place. You make them a way up all the station and everything. So them sit down and them control Jamaica take it over because of you. Because of your government. You hear that? Eh? We know none of them thing, yeah. Remember we deal with international affairs, you know. When me attack them thing a long time, I tell you, say them commit it. Them have the money laundering in our country. The Chinese, them have the biggest money. Them have some of the biggest money laundering in our country right now. Them take out money out there, you know. Them buy the US pan black market. The government, you don't know that. You don't know that. So them give a little more. See? So them they really keep them move it out there, convert it in houses and North America and them places too. So them do is a thing when them come out, then it come out like a wash and a spread and a build more of them liquor thing. You understand? For take over because of them, for them kind of plan this. That them a plan for the years and them keep low. You see me I say? Them keep low. So in your country, them not, especially we as black people, them just steady for just sell. You notice? You ever see any one of them Chinese places, you ever see a black cashier in them places? You ever see that for sure you them know you can't go near them money, certain things them your pass goods. Get them get a good job, your pass goods. You ever play football and you see them come there yet? You ever see them do anything at all where run we yet? Vincent, big up yourself, you know. Yeah man. Yeah man, up man. See? You ever see them do anything wrong we yet? Eh? But them did enough. Right, like 200,000 of them there in our place. Even it count up more. See? And you know, question these things. Them sell the most fake thing in the world. Boots up them thing that are criminality that, you know. If you are selling something fake, them come take it away. And when we see the government do, yeah, or the police them, when Chinese control over after now and carrying the fake things, then they come at your store and seize it and not show you. Then you have to stop the China. And the man will mash up for people. Who you think are carry it in? Synthetic drugs that China it come from. China it come from. Them know. So it turned from school kids them and them thing there. So them are destroy where the government will say, oh, okay, this is what them are do. You think them bother with technology, them thief technology, but them give a dry river bed road. Eh? You see me I say? Eh? Them know China no black people, not at all. Them put we up in them thing and make sure with animal and all kind of things. Them a do spy, them a do espionage thing, them a do all kind of things in our country right now. Yeah? You understand? You understand? And them they in every town and thing and them are sell thing. And when them do, them nobody pay taxes. Them do tax invasion. Them do eat killing. And then kill one another if they agree. Because, see, all right. See them in America, they are Russ and them do them want to do what them do. For the FBI, them never did that work. But you say them move, me tell you, say them do these things in our country. You understand? Because our country lose to them. So FBI do America make the biggest field office in Jamaica. Yeah? The biggest field FBI office. Yeah? So you know, so enough for the software that go in our country right now. And I know them never figure it out. I tell them. The man them do money laundering. Them do lots of scamming. Yeah, same like how them do bribe and have to try to flick people and them have them agent are the same thing going in Jamaica. Eh? But them says that easy running in Jamaica. Aiding and betting by our government. We're stupid. When we think and I talk about intelligent this and that, telling you this. They don't know that. Who don't know that? Eh? That's why I say I do tabloid, I run to some people, you know. Me not in the foolishness, you know. Yeah, but tell me one now. Even if you do some boom and you secure yourself, but you look, you must have some cousins and some other people are caught up in it because we have some licky idiot government. Everything them run go cut with by not doing nothing about investment. Eh? Something what China have, and I'll say, oh, you might have spent 300 million. You might have spent, I might build a building. And wire it up and Huawei. And then we embrace them. You tell we embrace them. So they and this I don't know them know so Chinese are do it, you know. Because 2007 them draw them in our place. 2007. The same company Huawei where them name. We have with Digital, we have other things we could have drawn in our place, them go draw them in there. 2007. Yeah? And them I tell you how much people them have and how much them have now. See? This is a foolishness. Look on this. Let me show you so them know so them in the long time I do it. Look here. Look here.
The Chinese are listening to my mobile phone conversations that I have in Jamaica.
So the ambassador before him leave, him tell us them a listen mobile phone conversation. And him tell them at the communication place and them say them no. So if you're the ambassador for talk to who you talk to and them no. Because remember them have technology for know what you're listening. Eh? This is how it bad. So if them a listen to him. But them can encrypt them and know. So you listen to them. That means them a listen in a guard in a house. And I listen everywhere. You understand? And then him now want to put in a police station everything. That means Chinese can. When you put it in everything, you know, Chinese control do all of it then. And we turn a footstool, so if anything, America say, okay, I have to clean out down there so because, you know, is that them they're too close to it. So you are no, them are not even 80. Them just say Jamaica the right spot. Saying? You understand? Because them they're about, you know. But they're so very close. Right spot. So if anything, we have to say, yeah, we have to just drop two little boys down there, man. You know, one of the big boys, the man, level it up and straighten that out because them want a footstool. And at Jamaica, them are use your footstool. Eh? Aided and betting by the government of Jamaica. Eh? Watch that.
What do you think her answer would be? What do you think her answer should have been or should be? Her answer was, we know.
Oh, you hear that?
Keep in mind that the telecommunications is so high secure in your intelligence and in your personal life that anything going over those lines, be it by your credit cards, your banking, your voice, is going over those lines. So when she said we know, I thought she would deny it. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you deny it if I was sitting there? If I was, I'd be denying it. I'd say no, that's not true. We monitor that.
Were you stunned by that revelation?
Was I shocked by that?
Yes, yes.
No. That's why I presented the question.
When was this? And when was this?
She, in fact, she's not the CEO now. This was probably 8 months. So I was
ago?
here. No, I was here maybe about 6 months, 7 months.
Into your tenure.
Pardon?
6 months into your tenure is when
Yes.
this happened.
Yeah, when I had the conversation with her.
On what basis?
What basis?
On what basis you said to her that your conversation was being listened to?
I just said to her just off the cuff of knowing that they were Huawei, you bait me? Like you bait me with questions? I said to her, I know that the Chinese are listening to my cell phone.
You think Jamaicans,
Yes.
our conversations are being listened to by people in other countries, China, wherever else?
Yes. And I think the information that you had that came out when we talked about the Chinese monitoring all the telephone, the conversations and intelligence that are flowing, it flows through what? It flows through telephone lines and cyber security lines. All this information goes. Now, when you asked the question about why we are concerned, I don't see, and I'm going to criticize you all from the standpoint that you don't report what you are reading coming out of China.
True. And the journalists, I tell them, you know, them the report when them read come out of China, them don't. Saying international thing we're doing in the morning, you know. You understand? Them don't. See? Them don't.
Just 2 days ago, an article came out about the person that actually talked about, and this happened to be a journalist that said about the hospitals being overrun by Corona-19. The president of China said to his army, be prepared for war. Be prepared for war. You didn't report either about the Sweden, and the Swedish government is very quiet. You never hear anything about Sweden. But the president or the prime minister of Sweden came out and said the worst danger to Sweden was China.
Yeah.
They have barred the 5G, the Chinese, of any Huawei equipment in China, in Sweden. And he made one interesting comment that really should resonate to everyone in the world. The president of China said, prepare for war. You should be prepared for war. Could you imagine then, especially Jamaica being so close to the U.S.? The data under Chinese 5G, just think of that. If you're transmitting around the world, when you're looking at Europe that's going with the 5G, you saw that England went with the Huawei, then reversed himself and came back and said, we are not going with Huawei. Because the fact is, you're transmitting intelligent movements of troops to a country that you might be at war with. This is a free world.
That makes sense. You understand? So you see why China want them thing there? Because
the data?
That make sense. So China want that. So if China come for war and you and him listen up, him can know where your plan, where you're gonna do and everything for counteract you. That's why China need Jamaica as a footprint there. So you might tell yourself near it to US. You gotta take that in. You see me I say? Yeah, you see me I say? Yeah, these are the things, you know, you should have take that in. You don't carry it in a 2000, but you carry it in a 2007. You make them stay with them there. They carry it in for. Who carrying this? Abuse? You see me I say? Him just come and sign anything. Anything and then, hey, let me tell you this. You can't sit down, we as a Jamaican, to look upon them. Because remember, some of we, you know, we just sit down and just chat away, chat and watch 2 movies. And I can't do that, you know, because remember, we study the world, you know. I know about Cold War, I know about Soft War. I tell you, so them not chat to know that one here, you know, another tabloid. See, we study the world. We say China push, Mr. Chinese want revenge Japan for World War II. You understand? See. So them want build up. I say them go buy one of them old carrier thing from Russia and then build it to look like a Caesar. You can go look on it. So them have them own air carrier now, you know. One of them carrier there. you know, freelance and do them thing and them want to stretch them mind. That's a whole piece of junk. America gone in our next class, so them have them now retire the one them with them have way. Because America think well advanced, you know. And I eat them want. Now when you full up America, be careful now, because when you full up Jamaica with this, where you still have to call the people them overseas, what you think? Things are transmitted through line. Huawei are Jamaica and they transmit it. And them know. Them know. See? You know. Other country reverse it. So they want to pull it up in another country because they want to say, okay, we could do this. Or we they have a boom my thief in technology. Yeah? And all people are giving China credit. Oh, China have the best one. China have the most. China, the country itself, fake. See? And people technology go down there, build, and then build them thing and them thief, and then them copy, and then them come up with something. You understand? Yeah, man. We know a man. And with some island down there, with some island in the China Sea, and I try push them might and I build up some things and I do all kind of things. So them want something nearer. Yeah? You understand? So them look the nearer, so them look Jamaica as a footstool. And them run with it. You see me I say? You understand? Them ramp up in a China Sea. In the Baltic, no, you know, say Russia are in a part of the Baltic. They say when they ramp up in a China Sea, they right now, man. See? Yeah, man. You understand? I see them a build up some island, they know, and put them one. Two them want invade the place to say I feed them, and you know, America another place if you watch them. Because them say them rightfully to run the world, you know. People never know that. Yeah. So them a ramp up and I push some little things and gear our school, it wired. Push them little things in wire, boy, you talk about, you know, if you're young and old and this and that, like you eat that. You don't even know about software. You don't even think about the whole of the world. That's what I tell you, who no care run country, man. Eh? Foolishness, this. And then bring in mal in our place. Ecstasy, you know. And then bring, right now to mash up our school people, them and do all kind of things. Mash up with young people, them. See? And them carry it and them build it. Yeah, them kind of thing, them build and sell out. You see me I say? See? And fake thing, fake cabbage, fake this, fake. Yo, them all have got an aisle. You can't go look on it, just go look it up and say, oh, the man, them open the cover with the nastiness and take and skim it and go boil that and make got oil. Yeah? You see me I say? Yeah, man. You see me I say, the man, them turn my place in a footstool. And like them not see it. And you want to line up the police station now, the armed force, everything. The government building them, the whole height. With freedom technology. Yeah, idiot. Eh? Because we don't live in a them place there. And I like them with you. As with you. But them say a place where them can take over and multiply easy. Manipulate the government and do anything the government give them. Them do people, them and go people like shit. I give them 250. Everything. I'll fake motor oil. I them do it. You know, so them sell Jamaica thing where we now gold with flag and everything. How you think I do it? Who give them the authority? Look at when made in China for a little thing. And them in Jamaica. Eh? Them just make it and sell it. So you buy it, but just look what it make. Eh? The man them go around and fake everything around the world. And people are them have the technology, man. A thief, them a thief technology, man. You understand? So them come with this, where them are advanced, and people think, see, my 5G. Them have 5G already in America and them think they fake everything. Them fake everything, brother and sisters. And the hottest thing, and I like them come and say boom bam and them lay low. So you don't know you're going there, going out shopping, even though it says an agent, because that's how agent work. Agent are just up in a tie and nothing at all, and you have to look like this. No, them come down, them just normal, look normal too. Some of them will sell all of them shop their agent. Some of them are moving, enough of them are agent for them country. Me never not ask. US no. Because US have agent of a place too, you know, for counteract and everything, you know. Of course. Then them know. You understand? Them people are build fake everything. And all the man do is go around and cut ribbon and about technology and put on about no clear because we're going on digitally. All your speech don't make no sense. We know we're there already. We're good. See? We're good. Chinese monitor for them people. That's when them doctor come out and talk what happened to him. When them talk what happened to the world, and say what happened to him, them silence him. See? Attack them at China, Jamaica now. That that thing there, I say, I try it, you know, where I say, Angela. Yeah, man. See? So me play it and show you. This is what happened at the State Department yesterday. And that's what Andrew Holness let go yesterday. Yeah? We must be afraid because that for the technology of Huawei and them are build new things. And you put it in the police station and everything and you know so them listen to it. You know. We have telephone long time and them thing, the 5G, America 5G, the West have 5G and everything. We make them people put a foot in our place. Sir. We get more money, 3.8 billion. Just son and loan and nothing. It's spending our country from the diaspora. More than that, because the barrel, if you check up one way, you check up around 6.8 billion. See? That's 7 billion. But I think the goods and money and everything you get every year. That's more than what you can borrow, but you still a borrow. Why you not borrow but no road not fix and all kind of things. And you tell about everything. New this and new that. By the way, people, let me tell you the next thing. Government, when you consider it, stop sell outside people a little piece of rock. Enough people. If you think about 3 million people, where them are going to live little later? All they do is put up hotel. Then most people have them house and live a foreign who could have do bread and breakfast. Enough people that rent it and the money that stay in Jamaica, them not take it out. But no, you give foreign entity for bill. And when them bill, when people put the money stay foreign, them going to pay the little taxes. And hardly pay what people them. You're not smart. So the money that come and bread and breakfast, alongside them cost and everything, people have some nice place, but it are rent out. It are rent out and the money that stay right there and help build the economy. See? But no. Where you see it, you want to build 9 more hotel, foreign hotel. No beneficial to us. After them pay the little tax every year and them no care with them, if they make much billion, I feed them one. So it's not beneficial to us. Stop the foolishness. Put your people them on work. Stop the foolishness. People will stop take trick from them people, you know. You understand? Because them now be nothing and you see he'll just come talk away and don't some attacks now. Just now. Yeah? Because him just come and say, you know, Jamaica has stay poor. And why it has stay poor? Because the deficit. If you import things 6 billion and export a billion I did not look on the deficit, look on the gap. So you can't grow. And then I break it down for everybody understand who not understand me. Who not understand economics. So we say, okay. We say, if you have an account with $100,000, let's say you have an account with $100,000, you buy things, out of it, you use $10,000 for this year, buy things, $90,000 a day. You sell back something, $1,000. How much money you done? You done $9,000 because of $1,000 you sell back, you know. Next year, that means you have $91,000 in your account now, you know. And that you can gain a profit. So you not grow. Next year, you spend the $10,000 again. Like, me talk about the billion, but just break it down so everybody understand it. See? And you sell on go, you buy 10,000 worth of junk, and then you go sell $10,000. Because this will be we export. You go spend $1,000. You spend 10,000, you know, buy things, and then you sell $1,000. See, they don't need 9,000. For the 2 years, you done 18,000. You only have 82,000 in your book. And if you continue, you're running a bankruptcy. Yeah, it's a drain. It's a drain. And then like you spend 10,000, but you turn it over to raw material, and then when you do, you sell back 20,000 out. So you make 10,000 profit. Even if you make 15, you make 5,000 profit. So you say, yeah, grow. You know it's their country I grow. You don't make no profit. So the gap alone, I tell you, you know what going on with the country. So when them come and say, oh, this grow, you know, the sector and tourism, and we grow 6%, you don't grow. Where the country buy the money where you buy for import and where you export. Don't make them trick you. Can't trick we. You see me I say? You understand? Can't trick we. See? So as me I said, see there? Alright, let me see this. Let me see this, you know. Because they talk about child addiction, you know. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, me head up, man. We just break it down and try to show them, say, you know. So when them come and talk to me like, boop, bop, bop, I say, yo, what I'm to know. You understand? You understand? It no make no sense. That can't trick we. The country can't go. And when them come and say it go, we say that a foolishness. See? Somebody just send something to me. Yeah? Drug user, H4, all them. Okay. So even the Mali, we're ecstasy. See? We don't have to use no paper and a pen and them thing there. That's why I say anything when them come with me can answer them straight. And the Google thing around here. You understand? Me can't tell them, say, hey, this is what them are doing in our country. Them are fake everything. And the greatest thing where people for know, them in your country and them get like number one treatment. Like them a king treatment over our own people. We dog and donkey them done, man. We best friend them gone. Seeing over our own people. Them, how much I know Afghan shop and say Chinese, them Chinese are what coming, they come support, you know, one time. Just tell me one time. How much China ever see coming out on the restaurant come buy from one time? One time. One day time. And then you no question these things. But you know, you have no one black people support people business. Stop buy from these people. You understand? It don't make no sense. Saying you can't them not support you and nothing. How much of them wanna keep a show and then see them come support you know one time? You not keep football or anything, you not see them come support you know one time. And you not question these things. So much people can't come in your place, come live. Them get the work from government. By the way, them not lend the money. So them won't go say, because the government, remember them have nearly 1.5 billion people, you know. See? Yeah? So them want people to go work and do espionage and spy and do the whole of that in a one. So when they send out, say workers, them send out the spy them and everything in a one. Bungle them up. So them depend this, them are listen everything. So them they on the work field, them they in the shop, them they all about. You understand? So them listen up and go like boom bam bam and hear everything of you. And then the first thing, let me show you a spy to call name. You notice them not come and them not keep it real. When you go out, if you name me a win. Anywhere in the world, me never change my name. If me go Japan, China, anywhere, me a win. Me no name Fung Fang Fung if me go China. And Zung Zang, if me go Japan or nothing, me name Wayne. We learn some down same way. When them come out your country, them take on a name, Paul, Peter, Duff. Them take on a name, one of them name, another so them name. And when them name Healing or what have you, them take on a name. That's that typical spy kind of movements. For adapt name and the whole of them do it. Who name Gloria, who one name Andrew, who one name this, them take on name. So what kind of plan that the whole of them do the same thing? Them working on one accord. You never notice it? That can be coincidental. See? Them at take on name, them not give them right name, you know. For your card. So you don't know them name. And it's hard for me to call Chinese face, because the whole of them face look alike. Whether them sim or what have you, the whole of them take on a name. Yeah? That is a spy movement to me. See? You wouldn't even do that. You don't want to take on a name. Why you take on a name? See? Unless there's something legal and you hide, like and then you're under a different identity. Why you use a different name and not say your name? You understand? Yeah, man. Uncle spy and scammer do these things, brothers and sisters. Not joke me make. And a joke. See? So them come and them take a name. Them do the most money laundering. Can them help push the dollar, you know? Can them help do what them are doing, you know? And bring in what them want, bring in and half of what them want half and do what them want do, you know? You understand? Because for them aim is world dominant. Yeah? Yeah. You understand? See? Them take on name, them take on certain things, them do espionage, them do space spying, them do everything in your country. And then the government just suck up to them like we are idiot. You understand? Suck up to them like we are idiot. And the hottest thing with it, you know. Tell me what? The hottest thing with this. One party government. Them the ramp and them the ramp with black people. Them want Taiwan, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Jamaica, yeah, man. Panama, Canada, yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, Jamaica, but we can't, you see, we not gonna there, you know. So, you soon, them want police. And then, you see them that angle there, you know. Because when them start, and them I get Chinese, by the way, Chinese, I get a license gun in our country, you know. Yeah. Over one citizen. You get a Chinese gun in our country, you give him for kill citizen. You give him place that him, and like him, I carry the money, but him own the place. So, them get the things on consignment and just own the place. Me don't know one black, whether athlete or businessman in a China, I don't know none. Like a billionaire, give me a black billionaire. But a serious note. Eh? Every other country, well, some of them Middle Eastern country, you not see them. You understand? But in a China, me attack. One black man. Billionaire. I can't anyway lose all them my billionaire. You know? China have the wharf, man. China have the wharf and them thing there already, man. You see me I say? Yeah, man, but them in a Jamaica, remember them do anything in Jamaica, you know, because them have, when you have some puppet leaders, you know, this is what them do, you know, them sell out the country, you know. You understand? The man them get gun license. The man them, I mean, know how. Because you go pan range, you never see them pan range yet. Not one. Whoever go pan gun range and say like a Chinese come pan range. Not one. But them get gun license. You ever go examination, they pass the Chinese up there? Eh? But what of them have license? Driver's license. Me see them driving out somewhere in South Africa, and when them take it out of them, bill all the license to backside. And them get people pass and them have to hold on upon them. Yeah? The man them not support nothing at all with Jamaicanism. Them can't sell you Jamaican flag. Them can't sell the Jamaican color, clothes and everything. Everything is fake. Fake! And then government Andrew come make speech a country about, you know, digital age. Like when you're in a digital age. You know, say enough of the fire now what happened to you? What happened to you? Stop make some little that speech to man. Stop it, man. Talk to people like them have sense. Just stop your foolishness now, man. And like your foolishness, you know. My bonnet, you know. Yeah, man. You see me I say? No way they not bring in certain thing and remember say my mouthpiece, you know. You understand? But we have to highlight ourselves. You see me I say? We have to highlight ourselves. You see me I say? You see me I say? We have to highlight ourselves. Can't hear this now. The radio, them a mouthpiece, and you cannot come and flip 100 million when the diaspora give over $3 billion. When you look on that, I say, but well, the diaspora more, the Jamaicans outside more mean good to Jamaica more than anything else. So the 300 million is a drop in a bucket and I like this and I bet me talk to the diaspora, I could just build a country. Of course, we could have built up a country. We are trying to do that to not put in red tape. The diaspora would have bring in tax, with bringing ambulance and things free, you know. Free. Because we could have come together and we would have buy them. We have brethren are carrying ambulance. If we go give them and them at times say no, so it work. Then put red tape to stop that. Chinese bringing them equipment free, by the way. They don't work by road for free. And government give them concession and give them thousands of acres all over the place. They all have seashore land, seafront land, serious. So you give them, you set them. You ever seen the Chinese will leave from coming and in the hardship in Jamaica yet? You ever pass by the road and you see one of them Chinese there, like hardship licking, and them have to sleep in one room near you, and I carry water upon them head? I'm sure it's a China not afraid. I'm sure it's something. You notice them coming at the ghetto. Them know if you make them money, ghetto. And broke down the ghetto shop them. Because them come and you can't outrun them sell cheaper. So them target, them now go uptown. Them target the poor and poverty ghetto area. Although them not support you. So them come now and our people, them are idiot, you know. Them just drop off 10 cents off or something and 20 cents. So you know, you are sell and you have to lock your shop. Because they must say, I go down and Mr. Chin don't get cheaper. Because you sell something for $5, you know. And Mr. Chin say $4.90. The 10 cents there, it not kill you, you know. And your brother is selling, you know. But you make him close on him place because the China take off 10 cents. Yeah. You understand? Him take off 10 cents. And you say, yeah, man. You see me I say? You see me I say? Yeah, man. You see me I say? Yeah, if you go for your police work, they might start with, yeah, man, that's true, man. That's true, man. See? So them, if them do that, I'm going to look them coming at, looking at every garrison community, if them have wholesale there. And then no care, them have wholesale and then them make the money. Look if them are spend it back in the community and help you or do anything. Them, you know what them do? Chinese, them control the dance. Can them say if you get broke up, you know. That's why them places are really broke, so you know. Them say if you get broke up and when you work, you as a worker have to go work. You understand? You see me I say? You have to go work. And if you get broke up, me I tell you say you get broke up. No joke about it, not too way, you know. Not too way about it. Serious thing. If you forget broke up, you can get broke up. Yeah? Them do it jam. Them use some police with licky, and them use some of the youth them. And them use youth kill youth too, you know. And who them a kill? Jamaica. Them kill them one too, you know. But them so often I call them to court some Jamaican. You try and put them and them take you out. Them have who for do it too. See? Them do espionage, them do everything that's bad. No matter feel. Alright, see that the State Department with us play. Only hear one what them do. Them not pretty. What you think? And our people, them take off your big idiot. Them more moving out in some little place where them have to do. But in a Jamaica, them take them are idiot, man. I see them go compare them to animal, them a fool. We just call ourselves Paul and Peter and you know John and you know you them and John, tell me this. Them just can't name and them not give them right name, never yet. So if you go in the shop, you can't even tell who name what. The most criminal movements that. In your country. And when you done with that, you are support them straight. They mash up every business in your area. Because them come in there, you know, and you have business in there, you know. You have a cook shop there, so them open a restaurant where you look everybody as a Chinese. You can't make Chinese a cook food, no. You can't people them nice. And them not for money, you know. Them not come in at your restaurant, come buy nothing. I guarantee you. But you're going to feed them one and buy it and shut down your brother one. You're going to feed them wholesale, go buy and shut down your better things them. Because you know, easy to get leather straight. Stop it, man. Me there, you know. Me I come back with that big story there up park camp. So me soon forward, yeah? Loan some there. But politician, stop selling out to place to Chinese because them a fight the little software, you know, and a big war too. Big war. You understand? So in the front of your eyes, like you're there, you don't see it, you know. But you know, say it go on, you know, like the Cold War, you know. You understand, man? Like me as a dump on the ground, man. The intelligent community, I study these countries, you know, where it's running, you know. Of course. So you must know, so okay, because I don't want to turn red pass, so I know when I go with. So this and that and that and that. So you get Jamaica as a little footstool, and you have the wharf already. Yeah? And you go for more things now. You go for the jackler, where they want to call it, yeah. Go for the killer now. Because the government a puppet. We have them on that string. We can't angle them people anywhere. We give them some riverbed. Them now do nothing. Then, mash up a country. And una bind to it. Where we if you go at them yard. Una eat that only if you got string them in a government agency. Una eat that? We don't chat. Later, yeah? Bless.